don't have them. Okay, one moment here. One moment. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
hold up. Wait a minute.
Hang on now. Hang on.
Bring it back now, y'all.
Bring it back.
Mic to the left.
We might be onto something here.
Mic to the right.
Huh? Did we do it?
Huh?
Did we do it? Did we do it?
Hello?
Hey!
Oh my gosh. The chat is blowing up.
Yes.
Edwin, go Edwin.
Hey, you can hear me now. Oh, what a relief.
All right.
You guys have a different...
Edwin, you can plug your mic back in.
Don't tell me what to do.
Unbelievable. Nice. Hello, everybody.
Hello and welcome to the Michael Scott.
Hello
a podcast
and
about
welcome.
technical difficulties by technical difficulties.
Oh, man. Wow. Well, okay. Let's start over, boys.
Okay.
Let's start over, boys.
I got into a case of Australian Reds and, how should I say this, Colombian Whites.
All right, guys, let's do this show. Let's do this.
All
show.
right.
All right.
Okay.
Sean, let's take it away. Take it away.
Hey guys, hello and welcome to the Michael Scott Podcast Company 100th episode live stream.
You've been meatballed.
Thank you guys so much. We just had about 20 minutes of technical difficulties, so thanks to everyone who's just been hanging out
Staying
with us. Swapping office quotes in the chat. I'm just sitting here just reading everything. It's so funny.
What happened the last 20 minutes is exactly why I love this show in the community. Because, man, you guys were so nice. Like this, you guys should just leave. Like you didn't have the audio figured out. But thanks for sticking with us.
They're asking if you can turn up your audio a little bit.
Oh, now mine's too low.
Are you guys seeing that too?
Yeah, that's what what they're saying. Yeah.
How's that?
Yep.
How is this good?
All right.
Is this better?
We'll figure this out.
Jeez,
out. Hey guys, happy Friday. I hope everyone's had a great week. If not, welcome to the weekend. We got a really exciting show planned today. We're just starting with kind of like a warm-up half hour here, so that we
good.
have time
Replenish
to
your fluids.
We were kind of expecting that something might go wrong here, but if we hope that you all have your drink.
Hey man, somehow we manage.
Yeah,
that's the title of our podcast.
Yeah, whether it be grenadine or Scotch and Splenda or the Andrew Bernardier that we posted. I'm excited. We're gonna start here in a little bit. Alex is gonna try a Scotch and Splenda. Ruin a glass of Scotch with a couple packets of Splenda. We're gonna hear
2 packets.
Yeah,
Splenda is plural.
Oh, boy.
Right. Or only one. But we're gonna have a live intro by Edwin in just a minute here. Today, though, we're gonna be talking about Company Picnic, which is the 100th episode of The Office. I've got Ryan in the background. Say hi, Ryan.
Ryan, who does the artwork for the show. Hello.
Hey, Ryan.
I'm wearing my Dwight glasses, everyone.
Yes.
Hey.
I got my Sheep Farm shirt on. Got a little. Edwin, you got some stuff around.
I am wearing my Dunder Mifflin t-shirt.
Nice.
As you can see, I also have my Saber water bottle handy. And
Beautiful.
this trophy that I got for winning that trivia contest for The Office on that cruise like 2 years ago.
People from the show know that. I can't believe
here at my desk, I've got my little guy here that my friend Caitlin gave to me.
It's
just a spilled pot of chili. Says it's probably the thing I do best.
Yep.
And then I got my Dwight pillow in the back that you can kind of see.
Oh yeah. We each have one of the pillows.
That's right.
Yeah. Sean, tell us about this cocktail you invented.
This is not a cocktail I invented, but I did rename it. This is a Boulevardier rename the Andrew Bernardier.
To be fair, that's what Andy Bernard would do also. Just take a cocktail
I think
and
that
rename
that's fair. I think it's the kind of drink that Andy would like people to think he drinks, or maybe he orders it when he's with his dad. But that he
bar, beers, buzzed, wings, shots, drunk, waitresses hot, football, Cornell Hofstra,
Slaughter.
then quick nap at my place and we hit the T-zone. No.
But if you've got the stuff for it at home, you can drink along with us. It's 2 ounces of bourbon whiskey, 1.5 ounces Campari, and 1.5 ounces sweet vermouth. And then hit it with a little, I guess instead of an orange twist, I did a blood orange twist. Maybe that's a nod to Sweeney Todd.
Yes.
Or Halloween Creed.
Yeah, for sure. But this is a bittersweet drink, which is how I feel about Andy Bernard. I think we've said that before.
Working a bug off my wiener.
After we talk about our main topic today too, we'll finish up with a little fan provided trivia for fans of the podcast. Our friends Allison and Kate with Lady Justice Brewing out in Colorado. That's going to be so cool. Our first call-in guest ever on the show. So
yeah,
a lot of firsts today for the 100th episode. Very exciting.
I'm gonna pour. So Sean was very sweet. He actually delivered these cocktails to us. So
I know. I've got mine ready to go. Yeah.
What do I need to do with the orange peel here, Sean?
If I were you, I'd just cut a slice out of it and throw it in there.
Okay.
But
all right. Well,
just to make it easy,
we finally got to the friggin' show. I apologize for that snafu with the audio. It's just so unprofessional. But this has never been a professional podcast, so you know what? I'll take it. Cheers, gentlemen.
Hey,
good job.
Cheers.
100 episodes. Cheers to
100
you guys.
episodes.
Hey,
appreciate you all.
We did it.
Everyone, pour yourself a drink. You did a good job.
Ooh, that is nice, Sean.
Ooh. Oh, baby.
It's stupid, but it's my thing now.
I have all the drops here, so whatever you guys call
Good.
out. This is awesome how much chat there is, because
we could just spend an hour playing drops.
we could just sit here and you guys request drops and we play them.
Oh, we'd
I
have a
wanna
great
do that.
time.
That's gonna get really boring really fast. Let's move on to. I'm
like
gonna come
drinking a
back
battery.
and do the Scotch and Splenda after I finish this
Okay.
drink.
That's fair.
I
Don't ruin your palate
I don't wanna
just
do that,
yet.
Yeah. Oh my God,
hey.
I feel so bad that I'm gonna ruin the Scotch, but whatever. It's for the show, right?
Oh, hey, I did want to mention too that the making the drink on the show was a nod to Paul Feig too, and the Drunk Funkle videos that he's been doing all during quarantine. Go check those out; those are really fun.
Yes. I'm also wondering too. I hope that when we went live and then stopped, the link probably is different now, or was it the same link? You guys had to switch over to a different video.
We've
right?
got 123 people on with us. I hope everyone.
Dude, Edwin getting proposals, bro. Dude, come on, man.
Oh wow, that's very nice.
Right to the aisle. Let's go,
gosh.
man. I think that's the series finale of our podcast. Is Edwin gets married. It's gonna be great.
We'll see you up there in Viagra Falls.
Niagara Falls. I wish I'd had that one ready. I did. I have there's so many Michael drops. There's like pages to kind of sort through, and the way I have it, it's just tough. Here we go.
So I will see you up there in Viagra Falls.
All right. Let's move on. Edwin, why don't you kick this show off for the way we do it in real life?
Okay. This is a little awkward because this chair has arms. We'll see you. Okay, you can hear that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Out of paper, out of stock. His friendly faces around the block. Break loose from the chains that is causing you pain. Call Michael Stanley, Jim Dwight Creed. Call Andy and Kelly for your business paper needs. Or Dunder Miff, and the people, persons, paper people. Dunder Miff, and the people, persons, paper people. Dunder Miff, and the people, persons, paper people.
Hello and welcome to the Michael Scott Podcast Company, a show for fans of The Office by fans of The Office. I'm your host and your best friend who you met in a shoe store, Sean Roney.
And I'm Edwin James, regional manager.
And with us, as always, our producer in the warehouse, Mr. Alex Ward.
I didn't have a drop ready for this show. That's just the first
That's
one I
perfect.
saw.
That's perfect.
That's one of the shortest drops you've ever played.
I just want a little taste of it.
That's gross. All
Need
right.
more Mullins.
So, yeah, we wanted to just sort of like loosely we're going to talk about Company Picnic a little bit, as it was the 100th episode of The Office. This is our 100th episode. We're going to just chat with that a little bit, and then we'll probably just talk for a little bit too about like how we got to 100 episodes, sharing stories along the way.
Somehow we managed.
We managed, and then
To make
eventually
100
get to
episodes.
that, Scotch and Splenda.
Nice.
We're not going to let you
nice.
forget about it. You're putting it off to the end so you don't have to do it. But
yeah, guys, every week we get together and talk about our favorite show, NBC's The Office. We've done it 100 weeks now, at least.
Why
How
did we do? I can't believe.
I don't know. This isn't even just our 100th episode. This is like 115 or something like
count
that.
Patreon and all our test recordings.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I know
Actually,
we're
yeah,
just
let's do take a pause real quick because we do have a lot of people. I think from our Patreon, I'm recognizing names in the chat.
hell yeah.
Special shout out to you. I guess now it's in the old link because I totally screwed this up. But there are links to our Patreon you can join. We also have a link to the Friends of the Children, which is the nonprofit we're accepting donations for throughout this whole stream, and all of it goes. And Friends of the Children, you can check that out. What they do is provide mentorship services to at-risk kids and populations that usually don't have access to the kinds of things others do. And I think they're in a bunch of cities. We're raising this one for the Portland one as it's our hometown. So check out those links. And then we also have on our Venmo at Michael Scott Pod, you can also just donate to us if you'd like, and then we'll put all that into the donation, or you can donate directly to Friends of the Children. Up to you, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, Scott's Tots in the house. We see you in the chat. Thank you guys so much for all your support.
For our Tots, you got a bonus episode this morning that dropped. And coming this weekend, in the next few days, we're having our unreleased episodes are going out. One is about Cafe Disco.
The original Cafe Disco.
The original Cafe Disco episode we did that we never put out when we were learning how to do the show. And the second one is going to be our overrated, underrated episode where we went through and just
I don't even remember that episode.
Okay, I'll give you a teaser. All I remember from it is that I said that Phyllis was overrated, and I felt bad about that. So
it was so early on. I think I said Creed was overrated. It's just these awful takes. But we did the whole episode just saying things and if they're overrated, underrated, and discussing. So we'll put all those out. So check those out if you're on Patreon. You get all those extra episodes, and then this episode right now, this live one, we're gonna put out the audio feed for next Wednesday. So we are going to take the week off just because we had put a lot of work, even though it doesn't seem like it, into the stream. So that'll be coming out Wednesday for the rest of the public who weren't able to join us live. But anyway, yeah. Do you guys want to jump into Company Picnic?
Sure. Company Picnic, the 100th episode of The Office, season 5, episode 28, directed by Ken Kwapis, written by Paul Lieberstein and Jen Salata. It aired on May 14th, 2009. It's the finale for season 5. This is kind of after a lot of stuff wraps up in season 5. The Michael Scott Paper Company arc is over. Everything's good with Jim and Pam. Of course, Holly and Michael are not together. And Dwight and Angela are not together. So that we kind of visit all those relationships in this episode. And we get out of the office. The cold open of this episode is the only part that actually takes place in the office. What a fabulous cold open. Michael ate a chicken pot pie for lunch. Sorry, a full chicken pot pie for lunch. Sorry, a family-sized chicken pot pie.
The image of Michael just carrying that pie with his sleeves pulled up over his hands.
Yeah, it's so good. It's too bad he didn't use the oven
little
mitts.
face he gives on the way where he's kind of like,
Yeah.
he's a little duck down. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
But yeah, you get even Dwight joining in on the action of fooling Michael, which normally I think he would be against, but of course he does he has an appointment with the horse doctor. How that horse became a doctor, I don't know.
One of the better jokes from Dwight in the whole series. He laughs at it himself. I love that.
You know, on the new Patreon episode, we got a message about what is it? Look at that old dude in his Rolodex Go moments where people surprise you with how clever they are.
Mm-hmm.
And
uncharacteristically sharp moments.
Yes,
How it was described.
I would give Dwight that one for sure, that he's got that little joke prepped and ready.
My favorite example of those kinds of moments is early on when Jan is having the women's meeting in the conference room and Kelly asks about the second base with Michael and then turns and winks at the camera. That's we never ever get any kind of Kelly moment like that again. So it's a rare and special one.
We also never get like another literal wink to the camera like that. That's,
it's a very we get startled looks at the cameras, but not that self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I was delighted when we said what was episode 100? Let's talk about that. Oh, company picnic, perfect.
Yes.
I think it's just such a great episode to wrap up everything that happens in season 5. And I think Alex, you mentioned this while we were talking about it, but it's a real kind of turning point in the show. The show is a little bit different in season 6 and beyond. It's also the exit of Charles Minor. So excited to get into it.
Ike says, I haven't really watched the show. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's our friend.
And he's
Ike.
back
Shout out
to
to Ike.
roasting now that it's working. Great.
Good.
Awesome. Yeah, it is. I think that's the ending of Company Picnic. Like when Michael is just sort of talking about having to wait for Holly is like, to me, I think that's really the moment Michael becomes a man in a way. like when he fully sort of changes from the early Michael who's just desperate for all the things that he eventually gets. This is when he realizes, I need to stop trying so hard and just let life happen and be okay with it. And it's I think it's one of the biggest turning points in the show, just because Michael, his whole vibe changes. And then those last seasons he ends, 6 into season 7. I mean, it's a much more mature Michael who finds himself in positions where he's actually more of a leader a little bit. And I mean, don't get me wrong, he's still extremely immature. He's still a misogynist. He still has very racist moment. Like he still has all those things. But when you zoom out, like from a bird's eye view, it's like, okay, Michael goes on the right path after Company Picnic. At least he's working towards something after.
I love all the times that he breaks though with AJ.
Oh yeah.
All the stuff.
You can go to hell.
You can go to hell. It's good.
But Michael does kind of spell out the rest of the series. Maybe I'll be with someone, maybe she'll be with someone, and then eventually it works.
Yeah.
He does kind of show that patience that we never see from Michael before. Like when have we seen Michael not willing to rush something, or try to get instant gratification? But yeah, it is nice to see Michael play it right to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
All life is sex.
I also think that Jim and Pam are different between this episode and going into season 6, because we find out that Pam is pregnant. And then I think, early in season 6, they get married. We have Cece and Pippity come in pretty soon after that. So I think the family Halpert is a little different from season 5 and earlier.
I've seen in the chat, Mackenzie says Rolf is the star of Company Picnic.
I'm so glad you brought up Rolf.
Don't think we've talked about Rolf that much, but yes.
Maybe not at all. Yeah.
What a presence he is.
As it is our 100th episode, I listened to our first episode earlier today when we did the Michael Scott Paper Company story arc, and we actually did. I was surprised to hear us talk about Company Picnic for a little while, as it is kind of, the last time we see Charles Minor and things like that. So And we did mention Rolf in that too. So it's all coming back around for our 100th episode.
How could you not?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rolf and Company Picnic. I'm going to look up the actor's name because I can't remember it. But have you guys ever watched Andy Daly's show?
Review?
The review. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Just
weird
review.
little show.
It's
Yeah.
It's
The
an
review is
incredible
really
show.
funny.
It's actually a remake, I think, of an Australian show, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, Andy Daly. It's really dark.
It's fabulous. And Rolf kind of plays Andy Daly's evil producer who like makes him do all these
Right. You're right.
these terrible things. Yeah.
If you haven't seen Review, check it out. It's kind of.
I feel like we've talked about it a couple times on the show.
I think we have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maddie says Review gets better as you watch it. That's definitely true. At first it's a little disorienting. Like Andy Daly is such a like smiley presence. Oh boy, I'm getting meeting things come in. Okay. Yeah, it's like it's a great show. But we're not here to talk about Review, are we?
We're here to talk about Rolf.
Oh yeah.
Dwight and Rolf meet when Rolf is looking for a shoe that would increase his speed without leaving any tracks. It's the most perfect opening salvo to a friendship with Dwight I could possibly imagine.
It's great.
James Urbaniak is the
One more
actor
time?
who plays Rolf. James Urbaniak?
One more time.
James Urbaniak.
Good job.
Probably got that wrong.
I
But
do
anyways,
oh, yeah, go ahead.
shout out to him.
I
Fabulous.
appreciate Rolf's trash talk, which immediately goes way over the line.
Yeah.
And
You know-
oh yeah, go ahead.
He is trying to be a good friend. I mean, I think we can discern that he does not have good social skills just because he's best friends with Dwight.
Yeah, right.
So sure, he certainly does not have a filter of any kind. But credit to him for trying to be there for Dwight, and credit taken away for going across the line.
Yeah.
By the way, since we've started talking about Company Picnic, a lot of Charles Minor discussion in the chat here, and
Yes.
there's been a request, Sean, for you to get the soccer line.
I can't wait. No, is it
No, the soccer line?
No. What do you say, Jim? Want to play some soccer? I hit it a little too hard.
Well, let's hear the real one, and then you can do it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
I want to play some soccer.
What do you say, Jim? You want to play some soccer?
It's pretty quick.
Yeah, it
Play
is.
some soccer.
Soccer. Yeah.
Sticks
I've been
in my
awake for a
mind.
while.
Yeah. I've been up for a while.
I mean, yeah, this is like we get a little break from Charles, and he comes back in this one. And yeah, we did talk about this before, that like this volleyball match where you get this like direct challenge between Scranton and corporate, and it becomes very important for them to win. Of course, we have the whole Pam volleyball situation, which is one of the biggest inconsistencies in the show.
Oh, yes.
Point out of like
why is she skipping volleyball in PE if
She would
going
later
to
play
summer
in college.
yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, I think the element of the branches versus corporate is pretty important. There's a moment where I think Jim hits a spike, and Charles and David are yeah, whatever, we're still gonna crush you. And then later, why should we keep playing? And then Dwight says, because if we don't, the other team wins. Oscar follows up with, corporate deserves to get their ass kicked. And after the end of season 5, after everything they do to Michael, after the Michael Scott Paper Company arc, corporate deserves to get their ass kicked. And it's really nice to see the Dunder Mifflin team go up against corporate and have a chance, at least until Jim and Pam have to go to the hospital. I love to do that. Dwight notices, I noticed a small hospital a few kilometers south of here.
yeah, I noticed.
That seems like a Dwight rule. Always know where the closest hospital is.
Yeah.
And I love
even though he doesn't trust doctors, right?
I like that he uses he thinks in the metric system as well.
And he does the and his stalling techniques.
Yes.
I'll go get it.
1, 2.
Yeah.
Not the first time.
Let me finish.
Not the only time he's asked to stall. Like he gives several times when it just goes to Dwight and he has to stall for something. I'm thinking most notably in the crowded break room when he's giving the history of like Scranton. And
founded as a coal mining town, Scranton. Scranton area hot dog from Scranton.
You spent all morning making these
In Japan.
Oops. Oh no. So my drop board is like, it's all a touchscreen thing, and then there's also like as I scroll, it's very easy to accidentally click buttons, which you've all heard on the podcast before. So, but now that it's live, we're just gonna roll them. No big deal.
There you go.
I've hurt my foot.
Yeah.
I always love the T-shirts from the company.
Oh,
Picnic with
yes.
the different branches
word.
on them. Yeah.
Now there's a group
I mean, I
Halloween
think-
costume. If you each got a different branch,
Yeah.
and you just
Oh.
all went as like the entirety of Dunder Mifflin Company picnic. It'd be easy to make, right? Like they're very simple shirts.
I think they sell
Definitely.
them online.
They
Yeah.
must, yeah.
I'm sure.
You could go as the Slum Dunder Mifflinaires.
Yeah. That's right.
If you couldn't go as Dunder Mifflin, who would you go as?
What do you mean?
Well, like if you can't be the Dunder Mifflin branch,
You mean
if
Scranton?
the
You mean
T-shirt.
Scranton?
Sorry, Scranton. Oh God. All
Now,
right.
exactly how much pot did you smoke?
Utica. Utica. In your face. That would probably be mine. Utica. For no reason at all.
I don't know. I'd probably go Pittsfield because it's a deep cut and you know that they closed
Dude,
down.
That is a
I'd be
deep cut.
Buffalo for sure. Come on.
I'd be
Best
like,
branch in the company. You gotta be
fanta-
kidding me.
if you saw
You
someone,
gotta be kidding me.
if you saw someone wearing a Pittsfield shirt and you went up to them and go like, I thought Pittsfield closed because of the strike. It would be the
They
deepest-
unionized up in Pittsfield. We all knew what happened up in Pittsfield.
What an incredible call.
I will say that guy from Buffalo is Brian Stack, like a Conan writer, and he has a lot of
yeah.
bit parts in different sitcoms. They throw him into the lake in Parks and Rec. And he has so many little appearances in Conan sketches, but that's his great contribution to The Office. You got to be kidding me. The best branch of the company.
It's so exasperating. I can feel the pain.
Yeah.
Ashley in the chat says, "Is my daddy gonna have a job by Christmas?" She's just thinking about her own presents.
Yeah.
The whole Slum Dunder Mifflinaire thing too is bizarre. I mean, we've talked before about Holly and like her conflict of interest of HR, but also dating someone, and also just like that an HR person would look at all this and go, yeah, let's do this. Let's talk about the suicide. Let's say
branch closing.
We'll talk about a branch closing. It's just weird that Holly would be okay with it.
She's not. I mean, we've covered it before. She might not be the best HR rep out
True.
there.
True.
Same with Toby.
Quick comment here from M Munition. As a decorated former high school volleyball team captain who went to volleyball camp most summers, I always tried to get out of gym class volleyball because playing with non-professionals is whack. Oh.
Okay, so
Pam-
you're saying that it might not be an inconsistency.
Pam is like,
Okay.
this is a waste of my time. I play enough after school. I don't want to do it in gym class. Okay.
Jenna says, I can barely get through the Slum Dunder Mifflinaire. My top cringe moment.
It's so good. There's no reaction at all the moments where they expect them to laugh. They look out in the crowd, no laughter. I normally don't enjoy the theater, but this is delightful.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
man, you beat me to it.
I usually don't enjoy the theater, but this is delightful.
Would you like to get a
What,
cocktail? Maybe go out for a little dancing.
What Rich Timber your voice has.
Texas justice.
That's just rising up the ranks of my favorite drops. It's so good. I think with obviously when David Wallace, before it happens, he just goes, I haven't seen this. Like he has such a knowledge of like Michael is a loose cannon, and like the fact that he okayed it again, like the mystery of David Wallace, who's like the only reason this show exists is because David Wallace doesn't fire Michael for some reason, even though I was trying to think the other day of like, what's the first thing Michael does that is a totally legit fireable offense? And it happens like so early, like at Diversity Day in season 1. And it's like, how does he even have a job this whole time? And it's like, well, David Wallace is like, doesn't really care.
Well, if I remember correctly, don't they go up in it's Valentine's Day in season 2 where they go up to meet the new CFO and do that presentation, and Michael talks about sleeping with Jan? That might be the first fireable thing. Literally the first time he meets him.
Pretty much, yeah.
You're right.
I do think it's interesting too that David is probably not going to care about the volleyball game when Pam hurts her ankle. It's Charles who steps in and is like, "Come on, like company time, like you can't play on that or whatever." And he like turns to David and is like, "Right, David?" And David's like, yeah, right. Like even then, he's ready to let Scranton get away with whatever they want to.
It is true. What else about Company Picnic, guys? How does it relate to our show as a 100th episode? Is this a turning point for our show? How do we screw corporate?
I mean, yeah. I mean, well, as a turning point for our show here, I mean, this is our first live stream. I'm sure we'll do another in the future, and we'll have our first call-in guest on this show. So these are the turning points in our story.
Yeah, I definitely think I think we've all enjoyed the engagement that we got with this. Being able to interact with people live with the chat is amazing. I think that definitely something we can look to do in the future. And then someday someone will enact a play of us meeting each other on stage to little to no laughter or applause.
I love when they show Dunder and Mifflin touring Dartmouth, and Holly's like, wow, do you think you'll get in? And Michael's like, oh yeah, I'm a shoo-in.
The marching
plays Robert Mifflin, very cocky.
Maddie asks, what's your favorite thing to do at a picnic?
Oh,
eat,
drink,
frisbee.
You like frisbee?
I thought you were going to say be merry, but no, frisbee. Yeah.
Put on sketches.
Yeah. Close down branches.
I think you're actually right. A good frisbee toss, man, on a big open park.
Yeah.
Nice hot day. Oh my God, I can't wait to do that again.
Yeah, that'll be great
with friends. I guess frisbee's a pretty COVID safe. Well, maybe not. And when you play tennis, which is like, I feel like by far the most COVID safe sport there is out there, you're still able to do that.
There was an Onion article that said, what is it? CDC approves tennis as an activity if that's honestly how you want to spend your time. It felt like such a truly specific burn.
Just for you.
Yeah. Oh, we got some frolfers out there. Nice.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Frolf. Oh, I missed.
I live to frolf.
I do. I like playing basketball in the park too is my favorite thing to do. And it's just like, that's just been a year. No hoops. It's such a bummer. But maybe I should just start playing tennis again now that I'm all healed up.
There you go. Dude, I'll always play tennis.
Anytime, man. I think it's time. Let's move on a little bit to look back on our show. I want to do a little more interaction with folks as well.
Yeah, I want to talk to people. That's
it's kind of fun just having everybody in the chat.
Do a little bit of a show. So I'm gonna cross this out.
This is like an Ask Us Anything kind of thing.
Now we're in the AMA section of making it to 100 episodes. So ask away.
Or we can just start talking about the show starting.
Ooh, Mackenzie asks, when you first watched this episode, were you shocked when Pam was pregnant?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it wasn't a totally unexpected development, but in the moment, for sure. I mean, it was a cliffhanger at the end of the season. Jim and Pam were engaged, but not yet married. I definitely think it was a huge surprise.
Wait, I have to read this comment.
Yeah.
Chaboy
Shout out to the Wilson Blade.
Chaboy Thoughtful saying 1-on-1 first day you are vaccinated, Alex. Okay. Okay.
You know that's Danny, right?
I know that's Danny. Believe me. I know that's Danny.
Oh, hey, Alex, Kristen says, can we see the rest of your shirt? There it is.
Yeah.
Shoot Farms, baby.
There it is.
Nice.
Okay. It's a shirt. Do you want to see the back?
There you go.
Nothing.
Beautiful.
Absolutely nothing.
That's great.
Absolutely nothing. Yes. How did I was not in the original formation of the show. Tell us how this show started, guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were, Edwin and I were at Matador here in Portland, Oregon. And shout out to Macalati, who was bartending at the time. And we must have been 3-4 margaritas deep and just chit-chatting about The Office and making each other laugh, kind of arguing maybe.
We've been talking about The Office casually as friends for years. Decades, I
Well,
guess. Yeah.
and Edwin and I were roommates for what, 3 years in college, 2 years in
2
college,
years, I think. Yeah.
and then and we would just constantly watch The Office. I'm sure that we would, we've talked about falling asleep to The Office on the show before. I bet there were several nights that we both fell asleep on the couch together watching The Office.
Yeah.
So it's deep within our the DNA of our friendship, but yeah. And then and then Edwin and Alex had their podcast about the NBA team, the Blazers.
Yeah, shout out to the Rip Citizens podcast. That's I remember right when we got out of school, Alex, we started that up, and that was your idea. That podcast was just so much fun. I think we had a really great time doing it. And after we stopped doing that show, I did miss podcasting, so it was something I was kind of wanting to get back into. And so when Sean and I were talking, it was just kind of an idea. What if we did a podcast about The Office, talking about a handful of topics that kind of came up, like what could we do as these original topics? I think, in the next few weeks, I think episode 101, we're excited, is going to be about Jim. And the reason is because we thought that might be one of the first topics, because there's an article that came out. I don't remember who published it, but like 20 something reasons Jim Halpert is actually the worst. And
right,
it's a popular topic of debate, and we thought that might be one of our first topics, and we went a whole 100 episodes without bringing him up. So that'll be 101. But yeah, after that conversation, we approached Alex about doing the show, and he kindly agreed to do so much of the production work.
Well, Matty Hornsey, Matador Nachos, one of the best late night happy hour deals in the town is the Matador Nachos. $5, big old plate. Yes, they did. We're like, hey, can you produce the show? And I'm like, fine, sure, as long as you guys do all the work.
We wanted you to be part of it. I mean, it's yeah.
Silly on the
and
show.
We have.
Yes, yeah, it did. I think you're right. The basketball podcast was like really the foundation of it, because at least Edwin and I were like knew what we could do. Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing it, but like doing a podcast about one team, like the shelf life is so short. The content, you just like, are we just recapping games at some point? And so The Office was like, oh, that's a way better idea. There's so much more to talk about. And shit, we thought like we'd hit.
We thought maybe we had 50 episodes.
Yeah,
to do.
we're like, how many episodes can you really do? And here we are at 100, and we still have a Google Doc with tons more episodes. So
yeah, a lot of ideas. I mean, it's just, it becomes more and more fun as we go, I think.
Yeah.
I
was gonna say, like, I think like at least for me, it was part of doing the podcast was like, gosh, we just like cannot stop talking about this show. But maybe if we made a podcast about it, we'd figure it out and like never talk about it again or something like that. But it's the exact opposite. We just go deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah. Rachel made a great comment in the chat here. She says, did you notice that the important moments, the engagement, finding out they're pregnant, you can't hear what they're saying? That's also true. Like Michael's goodbye is that way.
Right. Yeah.
And it is this is a thing in like doing, especially in narrative podcasts, like when you're doing the sound design and when you're doing the storytelling, it really helps to just, if there's a moment you really want to accentuate in a narrative podcast, that's when you take the music out and you have a moment where it's silent and you just hear them say something, and it creates so much more attention. And I think that's just like they're doing sort of the same thing here. And yeah, it's a really good technique.
When Daryl takes Andy to the hospital.
Yeah. There you go. Same thing.
Why are you limping?
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
My ear.
I think the other thing too is that, I think watching the show so many times over how many years, you get pretty set in your ways of thinking the show is one way or having opinions on certain moments, and being able to interact with everyone. I think being able to interact with everyone and engagement with people is the thing that kind of pushed us to really keep going, because it forces us to kind of change the way we think about the show. People change, or people give us their perspectives and their opinions and stuff. And it's really interesting and so much fun to kind of see what everyone thinks of the show or how everybody perceives these different moments. Yeah. I feel like Pam's beach speech was one that brought in a lot of different opinions, but yeah, everybody loves
I think
a good beach
we
speech.
still get messages about that. That seems to be like a dividing thing thing for people.
Props to you, Sean, for planting your flag on that one too. That really helped.
Thanks.
Yeah, score 1 for Team Voldemort.
Yeah. For the Roniacs.
Stephanie says, I need Alex for my podcast. Did you see the first 20 minutes of this one? Jeez. No, Jenna's got a great question, which is, if you could interview only one cast member on our podcast, who would it be?
Only one cast member?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, would it be Steve Carell?
That would be my pick, only because he seems to do the least number of interviews, and he seems the most eager to he moved on to becoming this, big movie star, and he's had so many iconic roles that he doesn't seem nearly as defined by this particular role as some of the other cast members. And I feel like it would be great to hear him talk about some of these moments. I mean, I think too, Office Ladies brings in a lot of former cast members. Brian Baumgartner's podcast brought in some former cast members as well. And I feel like we've seen the least of Steve Carell in that regard.
That's true. I would choose Creed just because I think it's the most interesting person I'd want to talk to. Like, I want to talk to Creed just about like his life before The Office too. Like, I just feel like the way they intertwined his real life with his character's life was really interesting, and I just think he'd have a lot of interesting things to say. He toured after the show. Like, he did all this stuff, and like, I think there'd be a lot to ask Creed for sure.
Some of the writers too would certainly. I'd love to talk to Paul Lieberstein and people like that, Mindy Kaling and BJ Novak.
I think on that note, I think it would be really interesting to talk to Paul Lieberstein about King of the Hill and some of the other projects that he worked on before that. And then for Mindy Kaling, I would love to know how this influenced other things that she wrote on, the Mindy Project and Never Have I Ever, right? That's what it is. Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Ooh, Stephanie says, I'd want to talk to Mike Schur. Yeah, that'd be a great cast member to talk to. Definitely. Get to ask him all about The Good Place, another show that I love.
Well, and I think I would be really interested to know from Mike Schur how The Office became Parks and these other projects and that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. We had another question from Kayla who asks, did you expect the podcast would get this big? That's what she said.
No.
No, dude. Okay. This is so... Here's what happened with the pod. Like, I wouldn't say we're big. Like, it's not.
That's very true.
I mean, we got 120 viewers now. But I mean, our downloads are more than that. But what happened? We were sort of, for the first several months, we're just sort of hovering around like 100, 200 downloads per episode. And then it was honestly, it was because Office Ladies came out and we had done an episode about Creed the same week that they had put their trailer out, and they were about to come out in a week. And we titled that episode Creed/Office Ladies because we talked about the upcoming Office Ladies podcast. We put that in the title for that episode. It came out a few days before Office Ladies, and so suddenly a ton of people searched for Office Ladies, and we showed up right next to them. And we already had like 30 some episodes out. And so honestly, it was just this like massive wave that came when Office Ladies happened, and we were so nervous about like, oh my god, like, why would anyone listen to us when Office Ladies comes out? We're about to tank. Like, it's been a good time, gentlemen. This was fun. See you next time. But it was the exact opposite happened, and like our numbers just shot up, and like we had so many people just find us just because like it was a total accident that we titled an episode Office Ladies, and it just showed up next to searches. That was it. So
like,
we
it's
did
very
not
Michael
expect
Scott, very Michael Scott to have successful accidents.
Yes. we kept stumbling upwards. For sure. So, and I mean, we owe that all to you guys. I mean, it's like, we've had really good fans who've been like super, just really, really nice. You guys send us such great messages, and like I don't know, you guys are so loyal to the show, and it really warms our heart. So
yeah, it means a lot to us. I think another piece of it, and this is not necessarily about like our show popularity or anything like that, but I think for us, realizing that we can donate this money that we raise on Patreon and stuff was a huge thing for us. It's super energizing and gave us, I think, extra fuel to the fire to like keep going, keep making episodes. And I think we're all really excited about the fact that we can do that with the show.
Totally. And like we've managed to like, we haven't really done ads on our show. I mean, we might, but like part of this, I feel like is why it's so great is we don't have to have ads. Like you guys are helping support the show, like covering our cost of doing the show. And
Yes.
it's great. And like, I know for one, when I listen to a podcast with way too much ads, it just gets a little tiresome after a while. So I like that we can do it for you guys without a ton of ads.
Some podcasts you turn on, you skip like the first 3 minutes.
Oh yeah, it just goes on and
Yeah.
on and on. Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, you could do that to the end of our shows, I bet.
Yeah.
But
sure.
Hey, Maddie asks, what has been your favorite episode that we've created? Do you have one?
I've got 2.
Okay.
My number, I listen back to basically all of our episodes just to kind of see how they sound and everything. By far, I had the most fun doing the Meredith episode.
Yeah.
And
me too.
And the second place is the
She's burning.
Don't fall in love with me, kid.
I think the real mark of a good episode for me is when we all laugh together.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
Yes.
and,
for sure.
and that's like the biggest marker of something that is fun. And the Nate episode is the other one that made me laugh the most. And yeah,
We're such suckers for Nate,
oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
What do you guys think? Any others?
I think actually one of the episodes I'm most proud of is one that has kind of very little to do with The Office, which is the Thursday night
gloves. Daryl, they're so elegant.
Which is the NBC Thursday night comedy done right.
That was
episode
such a
that we
weird
did.
episode we did. Yeah.
I just think it's great because it gave context to the show a little bit for a lot of people who maybe only experienced it through Netflix.
Yeah, I think that's true. And it was definitely part of the watching experience.
Yeah.
When you were watching live. It wasn't just it was watching The Office, 30 Rocks, and Parks and Community all in one block. It was all the ads that NBC would run for the different shows. It was all of that together.
Caitlin says, "Can we hear the Michael gasp seeing Meredith?" Okay, let's go.
We need like a drop collection, and I'll help you find these of all the Michael
just like
sounds.
Yeah, one after another.
When Dwight tells him that he didn't actually have that job offer in Halloween. Why are you torturing me?
Yep. Allison says she's not going to leave until she hears all the Nate drops, and I only have one more. So buckle in, everyone. Here we go.
Also, FYI, I don't technically have a hearing problem, but sometimes when there's a lot of noises occurring at the same time, I'll hear them as one big jumble. Again, it's not that I can't hear because that's false. I can. I just can't distinguish between everything I'm hearing.
Got it.
There you go.
This came up in our Patreon episode yesterday, but the idea that Nate can be funny just by like not really being supposed to be there and just interjecting, and like the most important moments in The Office, and just Nate's there. So Michael taking the mic pack off his chest at the airport, and then Nate just chimes in. And by the way, guys, I don't have a hearing problem per se.
Did you follow us here?
Yeah. I don't even know the guy.
Great questions.
Love it.
There was
This is great. I'm having a good time, guys.
I'm actually curious from the chat, like, what has been your favorite episode that we've done?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
A lot of people are saying, let's see, I've seen Allison was saying that I think it's Allison saying that Ryan was her favorite podcast episode, and
Kate says the Jim and Karen relationship episode.
Oh, nice. That's for sure. I really enjoy those making those two character episodes, just when we talk about a relationship between two
duo.
characters.
Jim versus Dwight, or
is a really great, because I think that and I think that we've just talked about this before, that it's like, instead of this being a rewatch podcast, we wanted to analyze the show, and to be able to take those those just slices out of the show and just analyze those little pieces. Like when we look at a particular space, a particular set in the show, and just focus on that. Those have been really fun to do too.
Yeah. A lot of people like the drafts episode. We're getting a lot of drafts.
For sure. Yeah. Drafts are so much fun. It's such a great conversation starter to just have a draft, and
it just
yeah.
makes you wish, like, man, why didn't we do all fantasy everything? Because like the prep for draft episodes is so much less than other ones, because you're like, it's like look at a list and pick your favorites. Especially the cold open draft. That was my favorite draft we did, just because like there already was that wiki page that had all the cold opens, and it was just like literally going through the list and just thinking about the ball and being like, oh, that's the best. I like that one. So that was fun. For sure.
This, from an experience thing, I kind of missed the episodes we did at Open Signal when we would record in the Airstream trailer.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was cool too, because it was really just for like one winter. I feel
it wasn't
like.
very long, but
it just
we
had a
saw
little
breath a couple times in there.
Yeah, it was like this little Airstream trailer, and we'd usually meet at night, I feel like. So it was, or like, it was already dark at like 4:00 at night.
Yeah.
And like it just had this little space heater in there, but that was really neat.
And you check out the microphones in the suitcase.
Yeah, that's right.
Like
Yeah, you go into
codes. Yeah.
It was like a vintage suitcase. it was a bizarre little place, but that was really cool. And Signal One seems like a really cool community
Open Signal.
Open Signal. Thank you. Community media project. There's always some neat stuff going on there. But yeah, I miss that. I do miss doing the show with you guys in person.
Yes, no doubt.
I hope that we can again soon. I mean, obviously we had our retreat recently. It'd be lying to say though that this isn't pretty sweet to just come down here and turn on the computer and not drive over.
Great, but content wise, it's always better if we're in person. But
and the Open Signal trailer had pictures up of like radio heroes.
Oh, it was like
Bob Boylan, Terry Gross. Yeah. We are in rarefied air.
It was a funny little place to do that. And the other thing about the Airstream trailer that we recorded for a while was that the internet didn't reach out there. So we on our laptops, we had no Wi-Fi. So we had to prep extra hard for the show. So we went in there hard. And, like, you can't look up anything while we're doing the show. And I feel like that chunk of episodes was like when we started getting a lot of people like, you're messing up the quotes. It's like, well, we can't look them up. Like we can't get it exactly right while we're in here.
Right. I mean, now, I feel like when I'm recording, I always have a few tabs open, and that's Wikipedia, then the Dunderpedia, and then officequotes.net, which is hands down the best office quotes website.
What's funny is I will say that having Wikipedia up isn't always a solution. One time I looked something up on Wikipedia and it was 100% wrong. It felt wrong when I said it, but I was quoting the Wikipedia page. It was the name of the acapella show that Andy tries out for in season 9. It was way off.
Dave says when Edwin said, and Nate falls to his knees, I die every time. I do too.
Really funny, yeah.
The way Edwin said that was particularly funny. And I think about that quite a bit. And just the image of Nate doing that.
Well, and if you go back and look at that scene, they lay out a piece of cardboard for him to like land on. So she's going to pull through again?
Oh. Hey, so Ashley says one of my favorite bits you guys do is your cold opens that are impressions of other radio shows / podcasts.
Oh yeah, we haven't done that in a while.
Edwin's This American Life sent me.
Welcome back to This American Life,
it's so true.
Yeah, give us a little light.
Welcome back to This American Life. I'm Eric Glass. Each week on our show, of course, you choose a theme, bring a variety of stories on that theme. This week, Dunder Mifflin, Act 1 from producer Sarah Vowell. What is it about a little paper company in Scranton that brings people together? Is it the laughs?
That's awesome.
That's just great. That's just
stay with us.
Stay with us.
Hey, Gabriel says Wikipedia is the best. Anybody can write any topic. This way, you are getting the best information possible. And Gabriel too, like another. I love that quote because every time I say Wikipedia in my head, every time I say it, I immediately hear Michael say Wikipedia right after. Because of the way they cut it in the show when he's like Wikipedia.
Like, oh yeah.
It's like a back to back him saying it. That's burned in my brain forever. Kate says identity theft is not a joke, Edwin.
The other one that we did was the it was like the Daily Show hymns, the theme song of the Daily.
Oh,
just made up of Michael Barbaro hymns.
Yeah, that's right. For sure. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, you know what? I've avoided this long enough. It's time to try Scotch and Splenda.
Throw the Scotch and
Oh, there we go. Let's see it.
I have a man, this is such a bummer. All right.
What kind of Scotch you drinking there?
My plan, if I'd had time before this, was to go to the liquor store and get like not a great Scotch. I didn't have time to do that, so I'm gonna be pouring a Glenfiddich 12.
Oh.
Oh boy.
And I want to apologize specifically to Jake Gardner. I know he's listening. I want to apologize to the country of Scotland, but I'm going to pour this.
Just pour yourself a wee dram.
Yeah, I mean, how much should I do? 1 finger, 2 fingers?
I'd just do a finger.
Yeah.
2 fingers. And you got to drink it all.
So bad doing this, but man, all right. Here we go.
Holly says, speaking of earworms, because I listen to your show so much, I'll just be sitting there and in my brain we'll just say, let's just do our thing, collect our hardware, and get the hell home. Woo! Woo!
I know. Okay, I have this thing now too. Now that we've made the drops, when they happen in the show, it's a very surreal feeling I get where it's sort of like it makes me lose focus in the show. It doesn't feel real anymore. It's weird.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit is there's that commercial for Microsoft Teams.
Talking about geishas
There's that commercial for Microsoft Teams, and I use Teams so much in work, and like in the commercial they have the call noise.
Yeah.
And I think like, oh no, I'm getting a work call right now. Whenever I see that commercial, but
oh boy. All right, I got here a packet of Splenda, and not only that, an American flag one of Splenda. I went to Anne was like, we don't have Splenda. Are you going to go buy a box of Splenda? And I said, no, I'm going to walk into 7-Eleven and take a packet and walk out, which is what I did. Oh gosh.
Nice.
We've talked about doing an office food taste test before.
This is going to be uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, when we have to eat a bowl of mayonnaise and black olives, that's
who's we? I was thinking you would do it.
You got it.
Tastes like Splenda, gets you drunk like Scotch.
God,
I'm gonna read some. Everyone's coming in with earworms here, so while you stir that, I'll read some other ones.
Over
Kelly
the
says,
gums and through the lips, look out stomach. Here we go.
Kelly's earworm is from Bring Your Kids to Work Day. Michael saying, "Coop, kabanga."
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It's a good one.
Yeah. All right. Jeez. Oh, it's like there's.
Here we go to Mr. Iacocca and his failed experiment, the DeLorean.
Oh, dude, it like.
Oh, his face he doesn't like it.
It takes everything out of Scotch that you want Scotch for. Like it takes out the oakiness. It takes out the. It actually, like, I can see why Michael does this. This is a Michael Scott version of Scotch where it doesn't make you go like this. Like it goes down.
What you're saying
very
is
smooth.
it doesn't have an oaky afterbirth.
No, it doesn't. There's no oakiness anymore. Oh my God.
I love when he tries that Scotch at David Wallace's house and he's like, do you have any Splenda?
Yeah.
Gosh. It's like tasting a really old flat soda. It tastes like old Scotch. I'm crossing that off the list.
Next time you're gonna have to put sugar in a Diet Coke. That'll be your next one.
That off. We've done that enough. Whew. Okay, I think we should bring in Allison and Kate, and let's talk
be
to the
great.
fans. We're gonna do a little trivia challenge with them, and we're gonna kind of hear this story because they got in touch with us, and we got a lot of emails, but their email really stood out to us. So, Allison and Kate, if you guys want to call in, we'll get you on the horn here. In the meantime, while we get them connected through, if you guys want to I don't know, a couple other questions we can ask.
I love all the earworms that are coming in through the chat. Rachel's is, you look cute today, Dwight.
Thanks, girl. Yeah.
Yes. Stacy's is, she says this is the worst earworm. Damn it, Meredith, where are your panties?
Casual day.
Oh yeah, and a couple of people have mentioned one of my favorites, Astrid going, "What did I learn?"
That is one of your favorites.
All right.
Need more Mullins. I'm just reading things in the chat now. It's so distracting.
Oh. Hello, this is Kate.
Whoa,
hey, Kate.
Hello. Is it too soon?
No, you did
Allison,
it. No,
a
you're
friendly...
perfect. This is perfect.
Okay, great. A friendly face. Great.
Hey, so we've got Kate and Allison with us from Colorado. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hello. We're calling from Mountainton.
Yes. I should have been getting used to the altitude before we called you. I apologize.
Yeah, we've been sitting here eating Rocky Mountain oysters, just preparing
and acclimating to the altitude.
Are there bears in Colorado?
There are a lot.
Yeah, what you want to do? You want to put a salami in your pants.
Yeah.
Grease
it up.
John, you in tight pants are a salami to a bear.
Hey, so Allison, Kate, thank you so much for joining us. We wanted to bring you guys on. We've had like a lot of people being like, "Hey, we're available to be on the show." And you guys were one of them. And we've talked about doing trivia challenges with fans. And you guys got in touch with us. I probably I want to say like 4 or 5 months ago, maybe somewhere around there.
It was October. It was right after I had surgery, and so I just had nothing else going on but sent y'all an email.
Yeah, tell us about that email and how you guys got into the show and yeah, just give us a little bit of your guys' story, because we were very moved by your email.
Mm-hmm.
That makes
Allison,
my heart. My heart.
I was going to say, Allison, you should start, because Allison got me into the show. This is Kate. Allison, you go.
Yeah, I'll happily go. So, Kate and I have both been Office fans forever and ever. It was one of the first things we connected on years ago when we were serving in AmeriCorps in 2010. And during that time, we all came together, Kate, myself, my wife, and then my wife is Betsy, and then our friend Jen, and created the Lady Justice Brewing Company, which is currently what we do together. On top of our full-time jobs. I'm really stuttering through this. Sorry.
You're doing great.
You're doing great.
I'm doing it. So we have a brewery, which is, we're a social enterprise brewery, and we're on the Denver-Aurora border. So if you're ever coming through Colorado, or you're listening from Denver or Aurora, please come in and mention this podcast, and we'll give you some extra goods. Nice. Yeah, hey-o. But we also, just through that, Kate and I have like a very special, weird bond about our love of The Office, is the best way to word it. Kate was in law school, and I was getting my master's here in Denver, and we just like stayed connected through The Office, all of that good stuff that folks can speak truth to. And then fast forward, Kate and I had talked about starting an Office podcast. What was that, Kate? Like 4 or 5 years ago.
I don't know. Yeah, right around when I moved back to Colorado. So like 2014 or 2015. And then it was just one of those backburnered ideas, And then, that's my dog. Allison, keep going.
So it was a back burner idea while we also had the brewery up and coming. And so brewery took precedence. And I would search every few months, and y'all came up, and I listened to one episode and was like, oh, I'm hooked. That happened very quickly. My first episode was, Yeah, it was, the Ryan episode. And as I said in the chat, and as I'll say to anyone who will listen to me, Ryan is my favorite character in The Office. It's a really unpopular opinion, but
I'm blown away by that. I can't get there, but I respect it.
Your episode made it worse. Like, I loved it even more. So blame yourself for digging deeper. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Kate respects it, but she doesn't. She can't stand Ryan, and I'm like, you find me a more complex character arc. Yeah, he's the best.
You
but
like
what
Ryan's
kind of,
character arc?
I love Ryan's character arc. I find it fascinating as a person that, and I think it was Edwin who said, I might be wrong on this, but Edwin, I think you were the one who said that Ryan and Jim are each other's foils. So Ryan comes in. Right? Ryan comes in and has all of the drive and none of the ability, and Jim has all of the ability and none of the drive. And I was like, yes, that is spot on.
Astute.
So again, blame yourself for my love of Ryan growing 10 times deeper. So that was a push that I
astute, Kevin.
astute observation. So we found your podcast, decided that we obviously didn't need to make one because there was already a perfect episode out. And I had major surgery at the end of September of 2020. And during my downtime in that surgery, I had been taking notes in my notes app, thinking one day I'll have the guts to email the Michael Scott Podcast Company all these thoughts. And when you take a lot of medicine post-surgery, you're like, yeah, this is the time. I have all of the ambition. I'm going to do it. So I emailed you this massive long email.
Yeah.
I signed it with boing, and I felt really good about that. But I think especially during 2020, this podcast has been such a relatable, wonderful thing. The thing I like about it compared to any other podcast I've listened to is it really feels like I'm listening to my friends have a conversation, and know that all of your listeners who are diehards, just like Kate and I, really feel that way in our hearts. I look forward to this podcast knowing that I get to use Wednesday and Thursday to listen to it when I'm getting ready in the morning. It's really special. So thank you for doing what you're doing. We all appreciate it. The fact that you've done this without ads is crazy, and none of us will blame you if you have to go with ads.
Oh, we're beating away sponsors. Don't worry, but we like the public radio model we got going right
now. I love
that. Is so nice to hear.
Yeah, that's
guys.
really amazing. It means
we
so much
really
to us.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And what was funny when you guys actually first got a hold of us, like so Sean and a couple of our other friends, they brew beer together. Sean has another side.
Yeah, I gotta say that is so cool. Like, I mean, you guys were saying that you just had your own little like homemade homebrew set up in a storage container, and that is so cool. And now you're making it happen as like a second profession, sort of. You're doing it on the side of full-time jobs.
Yeah. So I this is Kate, and I can probably speak a little bit to that. So we actually started the Lady Justice Brewing Company. We sublet this space in a catering company's garage. It was 300 square feet of space, and we had a brewing system that would brew like 2 kegs at a time. So it was super tiny. And then it just sort of, and we started as like a beer of the month club, so people could buy a membership and then they'd get to pick up beer, and it's just sort of grown from there. We just have such a wonderful community. But yeah, it started in a storage space essentially.
That is awesome. Well, that just gives me hope, because one day I'd love to do the same thing. That's awesome.
Sean's in a driveway
Take
right now.
Yeah, driveway brewing.
Yeah, we've been driveway brewing.
Is still some of the most fun brewing ever.
Sure.
Completely. 100%.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, guys, for getting in touch and sending that email. And again, I know that we've gotten a lot of very thoughtful emails from a lot of people, and we definitely want to like figure out a way to get people on the show more. Maybe when we do more live streams, we can have people on.
For sure.
But this was a good place to start. And the other thing you guys had mentioned, which is also why we wanted to bring you on, is that you guys had opened your brewery, and one of the first things you did was an office trivia theme night. Is that right?
It was, in fact, when we hosted our very first event, I was like, oh, I'm doing office trivia. And I hand wrote all the questions.
Nice.
And now, unfortunately, for all the rest of the trivias that I've hosted, they're all based on the setup that I created for the office. So I had 3 rounds with 9 questions each because there are 9 seasons. And now I do that setup for every other show that I do trivia on. So I've done Schitt's Creek, New Girl, Parks and Rec, Golden Girls, Will and Grace, like tons of different shows, but they're all the 3 rounds, 9 questions. And when people are like, why that setup? And I'm like, because of The Office. Why are you asking?
The original, yeah.
And then for Allison's birthday present, we did an Office Pro trivia. So like, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to feel really regretful if I can't answer any of the fan questions, but like I designed some questions that I thought would be really tricky for Allison for her birthday. And we did that as like a Zoom thing for her pandemic birthday. It was pretty fun. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
wow.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Well, and speaking of trivia, we did invite you on the show today to play some trivia. So I've got 6 questions here for you guys.
I'm so nervous.
You'll be competing against each other, but as you know, we never really really pay attention to who wins. It's usually Edwin. But
wait, can we really quickly, if we're talking about Michael Scott Podcast Company Classics, can Kate and I each share our dream team names with you?
Oh, please.
Oh, yes. Oh, please. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Kate, you go.
Okay, so my dream team name that we got to use once pre-pandemic is Team Shut Up About the Sun.
Yes.
Classic. And I'm going to go with Kapoor and Kadesperate.
Oh,
that's great.
Oh, man.
Amazing.
Deep cut. Deep cuts only.
We should probably get a shared Google Doc of like all of our everyone's submitting their team names, and just like if you ever have to do it, you just go on that doc and pick one.
My favorite team name came up in the company picnic episode, which is Jim's whole spider in the mitt incident.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
I think we did play once with Flenderson Files. Might have been our name.
Oh, nice.
I think
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
We've played several.
Yeah.
Hog Mama, just straight up.
Hog Mama.
I love this Hog Mama.
No, I know, but Kevin says Hog Mama. All right.
Oh my God.
So Sean, you're gonna serve up these trivia questions to
Yes.
Kate and Allison, and it's a bit of a competition here. And
oh, dang it. Okay.
We didn't figure out a prize or anything, so I don't know what's on the line
Yeah.
here. But there will be a winner, and we'll figure out what the winner gets.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know this. Yeah, I know the stakes aren't like super high, but in a very real sense, I feel like they are the most high I have ever experienced. So, okay.
Kate is a lawyer. I want everyone to understand, like, Kate's a lawyer and does very important work. So note that she thinks these are the highest stakes of her life.
This is a very big deal to me.
well, then let's jump right in here. These questions were provided by Brooks, who sent us an email, and you can always email us your trivia if you have questions that you'd like us to do on the show. Away we go. Episode 6, Branch Wars. What 4 books is the Finer Things Club shown to be discussing?
Oh God.
Oh, okay. Whose is this? Is it Allison? I think I can do this. We usually do this together.
I only know 2. So go.
Okay,
I guess
so
all of these aren't going to be a
Angela's
versus. You might have to do these together.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
Yeah.
back and forth. Maybe I got Angela's ashes.
First to run out. First to run out loses.
Okay.
Oh God.
Okay, so does that mean I keep going?
No,
it's okay.
no, you go back and
Kate.
forth. Go back and forth.
Oh shit. I don't know if I can. I think I might. Kate, you take it.
Okay, I think is Great Expectations in there?
Great Expectations is not in there.
Oh
no.
Shoot. It's something about George Emerson. You know what I would do if I were George Emerson? I'd be, I'd summer in the countryside.
Swim in the Adriatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the Adriatic. Oh.
So we got Angela's ashes.
Y'all. This is bad news bears. Edwin, you take it away, honestly.
Edwin, you go.
They told me before, but I can jump in if you want.
Yeah, Edwin is the safety net.
Yeah. A room with a view.
Yes.
Man, you know what? You told me before. What are the other two?
I know. All right, I'm gonna give you the. So you guys got Angela's Ashes. Edwin said Room with a View, The House of the Spirits, and Memoirs of a Geisha. And Brooks also brings up. And then Brooks also brings up that there's also a fifth scene with a French theme, but no book title in view. So he'd be interested to figure out what they're talking about.
Yeah. I feel like they're looking at art
I'll
at
still
that
be
point.
talking about geishas.
Yes.
Long past their bedtime. You know, I trained as one.
So good.
You know I trained as one.
All right. Question two. Episode 7, Survivor Man. What foods are requested and by whom for the combined birthday month party?
Oh,
All right,
Allison,
Kate,
I'll
we can
start.
back and forth on this.
We
Okay.
can back and forth on this. Okay, Creed, peach pie, peach cobbler. I want a nice
Yes.
cobbler. Yeah.
Andy requests Fudgy the Whale and stuffed mushroom caps.
Yes.
Wow.
Correct.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay. Next,
One more.
Toby. Is it Toby?
Oh, you're right.
Toby has-
Yes.
Right? Toby has a birthday party, and he just wants to be part of the cake because
Yes,
he didn't get it. It was in the parking lot on Friday.
You're absolutely right. Yes.
It's on the parking lot at 5 o'clock on Friday.
Yep.
All right. I think we've got one more.
I'm not off in saying I know that this is part of season 1 that Meredith needs something that's dairy free. Shoot. Okay, hold on. I'll get there. I'm thinking through it.
You'll
Jim's listening
get
to
there. I'll talk you
I
through
don't
it,
mind
Allison.
telling you that I have an addiction. I do.
It's the thorn.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Oh,
I'm not
God.
in the Fine
Kate,
Arts
you
Club.
know?
Bull crap.
I'm thinking, Al. I'm thinking. Usually we do this, and then we repeat the lines back to each other. Who else comes into the room? Let's see. And Jim is very frustrated. There's Fudgy the Whale, Mushroom Cap,
Yep.
Peach Cobbler.
Yep.
Ooh. And
Think back to Creed talking to Jim about this. It's his actual
Creed
birthday,
said,
but it's
I
someone
don't
else.
care. It's my birth. Yeah, it's no one else's birthday. Today's my actual birthday, and I want cobbler peach pie.
It's birthday month. It's birthday
Yeah,
month.
it's birthday month.
Oh, this is hard. Oh gosh.
I got to pass. Edwin, what is it?
Edwin,
It
safety.
is Meredith, isn't it?
Yes, it's Meredith. Do you know the food?
I don't know. What is it?
Oh,
Devil's food.
Devil's
Yeah,
food.
oh, you got it. You got it. I'm going to give it to you.
Hey.
That's good. You got it.
Oh my God, I
Devil's
got it.
food cake.
Whew.
Devil's
Like
food
Clooney.
cake.
All
right.
True story.
Question-
Allison got me a Meredith cameo because I wasn't able to get married because of the pandemic in July. So she got me a cameo from Meredith.
Oh, that's
and she
awesome.
said she was
Oh,
never
nice.
getting
Oh.
married.
That is so cool. I just learned about Cameo the other day. That's where you can.
I'll
pay
email it to you
celebrities.
guys. It is very funny.
Oh my God, I would love to see that. Please
awesome.
do. Please. Okay. Question number 3, episode 8, the deposition. What is on each of Pam's sticky notes handed to Michael during the cold open?
Oh, okay. There's a hey buddy with a hot dog.
No, hiya, buddy.
Yes.
Hiya,
correct.
buddy.
It's a hiya buddy. Yes.
Hiya,
Hiya, buddy with a hot dog that's waving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's
That's the
something
last
about a
one.
meeting pushed back to 3.
Yeah, that's the original sticky note. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
2 more.
Time to spin the chamber board.
2 more. Oh my God, this is great trivia. I feel less
It's a
about
hard one.
I
Yeah,
feel
I
less
did-
about
I-
myself.
I combed
do,
through our
yeah.
emails to find hard ones for you guys. I apologize.
The bar exam means nothing. This is everything. This is really...
You're looking for kittens.
Those are the only two I know. Meeting Push to 3 and Hiya Buddy.
Hiya Buddy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What else?
The
And is that Hiya Buddy the picture of the hot dog? Because that's what I have in my
yes, it is. Yeah. The other two, and they're so simple. So it's like good morning is the one of them, and then another one is just a smiley face. So that's a tough one. That's a tough one for sure.
Great.
Reminds me.
I hope no one's judging us.
Yeah, Brooks did a great job with these.
There's just great, there's just great Meredith stuff coming into the chat.
Oh, yes, so many Meredith quotes on the chat. So, question 4, episode 10, chair model. What is Michael's dates / Pam's landlady's name? Michael's dates / Pam's landlady's name.
I know dead air is a bad thing on live feed podcasts, so I feel the need to just like chatter. But
it's okay. It's okay.
I'm trying to think out loud. She says, it's okay.
Is it Margaret?
Talk through it.
Is it Margaret?
It's Margaret.
It's Margaret. Yes. Ding, ding, ding. Yes. Correct. Nice work. Nice work. Okay. All right. You guys got 2 more questions here. Question 5, episode 12. Did I stutter?
Oh.
Which gangs? Which gangs? Thank you.
Yes.
Which gangs does Daryl tell Michael he's been in? He lists 5.
Ooh, that's a great
The Newsies. Okay, Allison, you want to go back?
What did you say?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready. Crip.
Okay, I'll start. Newsies.
Newsies is one. Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Crip.
Crips.
Yep. Bloods.
Yes.
Yep. Latin Kings.
Latin Kings.
Allison,
Yes.
That was the last one I knew. Latin Kings.
Finish it off, Kate.
Bloods.
Finish it off.
Guys, God, this guy dropped the baton at the end of the marathon. Holy shoot.
They don't carry batons in marathons, but go ahead.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Soho's mostly lofts, but okay.
Al, do you know?
Not gonna have a brownstone. Okay, it is Crips, Bloods, Latin Kings, Newsies.
Yes.
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint that it is another fictional gang.
I know it. Is.
Do you?
Come out.
Do I know any?
It's from. Oh God. The Snaps. Oh my God.
Oh, the West Side Story people.
Come
The
out
Sharks.
and play.
Jets.
Yeah. Sharks. Jets.
No, it's not the Shark. It's Warriors. It's the Warriors from. but you guys
That's
did a
really
great
good.
job. That was 4 out of
Once a jet, always a jet.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You're getting the
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, guys, you guys have done so well. Last question. Here we go.
I don't know if that's
14.
true, but I appreciate that.
Goodbye, Toby. Episode is Goodbye, Toby. What is the name of the YouTube video showing Ryan getting arrested?
Oh my God! It's
How
do you know it?
This has been on the show before, I think.
I think
God,
we
you
have.
guys have asked this question on trivia before. It's.
I think so.
Happens to me all the time. Yeah.
And it's super short. It's something like OMG. Look at this.
Oh God, you're so close.
I'm gonna count that.
OMG, check it out. OMG, check this out.
Yeah.
OMG,
I'm gonna give it to you. It's whoa, check it out. That's it.
So
Yeah,
close.
so awesome.
Fantastic.
Awesome work, you guys. Thank you so much for doing that.
Hey, look, it's the temp.
Great job, Kate and Allison. Great job.
Good job.
Thanks for having
so
us.
much.
Yeah, Kate and Allison, thank
Wow,
you so
that
much
was
for calling
really
in. This
difficult.
was great.
That was really hard.
Yeah, that's what she said. Oh my gosh.
Thanks, guys.
Right back at
Thank you guys for calling in. Thanks for calling in. We'll have you guys on again sometime in the future because that was really great.
That was awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
We would love to, and I will study.
Jumping back on live feed to watch, so thank you.
Please do.
You can challenge us next time.
All right,
Yeah.
You were great first guests we ever had on the show, so thank you so much.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo.
that was a hard
Thank you so
trivia. So
much.
thank you guys, and have a great night. Bye.
Bye now.
Thank you so much to Kate and Allison at Lady Justice Brewing in Aurora, Colorado. And thank you to Brooks who sent that trivia in.
If you're in the Denver, Aurora area, check them out. And I don't know what states they can actually deliver to, but they do deliver beer to.
It is listed on their website. It is on their website where they can deliver to.
There you go.
So check that out.
Yep.
You guys, if you at home have trivia that you would like to share with us, email us, mspodcastcompany@gmail.com. And you can always call us and leave us a message and ask us questions, 503-694-9314. We're on Facebook and Instagram, Michael Scott Podcast Company. We have a website, michaelscottpod.com. Very special thanks to our Patreon supporters, 107 Patreon members strong. At patreon.com/Michael Scott. You can become a Scott's Tot for $5 a month. You get a bonus episode every month. You get bonus drops every now and then. Like we're going to send our old
Unreleased
old
episodes.
test recordings. Yeah. From the vault.
Pile
So
of our shit.
if you ever feel like, yeah, right. if you ever feel like you've run out of episodes to listen to, join us on there, and there's more content that it will be available to you.
We've got
nine
mailbag episodes on there, which goes into we answer every question we get. We also did an if you like the draft episodes, we did an anti-draft episode, which is where we chose 5 episodes we have to cut out of the series completely, and we excluded, I believe, seasons 8 and 9 from that.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Mhm.
So from
me-
seasons
yeah.
1 through 7, choose
right, 'cause-
5, get them out of here, which was very difficult.
Yeah.
I think you could only remove 1 from each season. Maybe that was
Yes.
it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
So that's cool. Maybe we can do more bonus draft episodes on there. Whatever people want. Become a member and tell us what you want. So very special thanks to you guys on there.
Ashley says, I just paid off my student loans. Now I can become a Scott's Tot. I like that responsibility. Have your financial priorities in order. Thank you very much, Ashley. You did that correctly.
Yes, thanks, Ashley.
If you have student loans, do not join Scott's Tots.
Special thanks to all our Patreon Scott's Tots. Very special thanks to Lady Justice Brewing and to Kate and Allison for calling in. A very special thanks to Ryan Lloyd, who helps us with our social media and designs all our artwork. Thank you so much, Ryan, for helping me do this show, and for always we work together on the Instagram posts and things like that. So thank you, honey. I love you. And this episode was recorded by YouTube. No, this episode was recorded live on YouTube in Portland, Oregon.
Should we do more live episodes?
Yeah. Did you guys
enjoy this? Now,
was this a mess?
Pretend that my whole audio thing didn't happen, and I had to switch links and all this crap that we had to go through. I feel like we could do this again, maybe. I don't know, something like that. We're getting some yeses. That's enough yeses for
But
me.
hey,
I'll take
Yes.
it.
Okay. Cool. Oh, they like it.
Thank you
Okay.
for
Good.
listening.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you for supporting our show. Thank you for being with us, for hanging out with us
Chaboy.
for the last couple
Chaboy,
years.
Screw you, dude. He says the first 20 minutes were the best. If you think that was better than all the rest.
Hey, thank you for being with us. We love and appreciate all of you. Take care. Stay safe. We'll see you next week.
Now I know that we can't hear all of you.
See you in a couple of weeks.
I know we can't hear all of you at home, but I want all of you to do this together. We're gonna do it live. Here we go.
Here we go.
Echo with us. Ready? 1, 2, and 3.
Shut. Poppy, give me the sobbing.
Yes,
Yes, sir. All right. Bye, guys.
Did I ruin it?